Hello, my friends. It has been a long time since I posted a yoga video. So I had a request for a beginner yoga video for one of my good friends. And so I thought I would make just kind of a short video for you while I am here at our lovely gym facility. So all you need is your mat. If you have blocks and you want to use them, absolutely you can do that. I don't happen to have blocks in this room, but it's a wonderful tool. And so this is a beginner yoga video. I am going to do a lot of instruction. We are going to move slow. So when someone says beginner yoga, it can mean lots of different things. So I'm going to keep it real basic. We're going to keep it short. We're working on form. We're working on how we flow from one pose to another, and just feeling good about those poses that we see so often in yoga. So grab your mat and let's get started. So we're going to start on the back side of our mat. If you have your block and it's hard for you to sit on your knees, you can place that block right underneath your tush and it kind of lifts you up a little bit so that you're not bending your knees so much. And so a lot of times when we start yoga, we start by centering ourselves, taking some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And everybody has different goals when they come to yoga. So, whether it be strength or flexibility or posture or just losing yourself on the mat, all of it kind of takes time, so be kind to yourself. So, for example, when we are centering ourselves here on the mat, we're taking deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And every time I exhale, I just kind of have that feeling like, just let it go, right? Whatever's going on for the next 20 minutes or however long you're going to practice your yoga, it can wait, right? So clearing our minds as best we can. Let's take a big breath in. Arms come all the way up. So I'm going to spread my fingers nice and wide. And I'm trying to make my spine as long as possible, creating room for that breath. And then exhale, sweeping those arms down. Big breath in. And exhale. This time I'm going to sweep forward into child's pose. So in child's pose, we can keep those knees pointed forward. I like a wide-legged child's pose, so I like to open my knees with my toes together. And that way I can drop my rib cage down in between. If you have a block, you can place it under your forehead. Taking a few breaths here. And same thing, as I breathe in, I feel that rib cage expand, like pulling away from the spine, creating that space for my breath and for that taller posture. And then I'm going to inhale and walk those hands forward into an adapted plank. So when we are in our plank, it is shoulders over wrists. And when I'm in my adapted plank, I can tuck my toes. That gives me a little more stability. I can flip the toes away. That's a little more challenging. You'll feel the difference in your core depending on where you place your feet. And then when I'm here, and this is a precursor for our full plank, we want to keep our fingers, middle finger pointing forward, fingers spread nice and wide. And I'm going to take, instead of my elbows pointing out to the outside, I'm going to roll those elbows in so that the inside of my elbow is pointing forward. So you can see the difference. Here's this option, right? And then if I roll it in this way, when I do that, my shoulder blades open up, and that gets me ready for my plank, right? So here I am in the adapted plank, keeping my breath nice and steady. My core is tight, so I'm not going to drop. I shouldn't feel any tension in my lower back at all. I want to feel like, almost like I'm scooping that belly button to the backbone. And then tuck the elbows in and slowly lower down. I'm going to slide my palms out and take a little baby cobra here. I always love this one, right? Like take a little wiggle side to side. I think this will be like a beginner yoga video, and then I'll do another one where we flow a little more smoothly. So this one will have more instruction. Take the hands right underneath the shoulders, tuck those toes. I'm going to tuck the elbows in and push up. Now you could go to your knees and then push up into your down dog, or you can lift straight into it. Wiggle those heels down towards the mat. So I'm lengthening through the back of the legs. Now, if my heels do not go to the mat, remember, my friends, it is fine, right? That's a goal, but if we don't get there today, it's okay. I'm going to lift my tailbone up towards the sky. So when I do that, I'm tilting those hips so that it's almost like the hip bones are coming towards the thighs a little bit. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. My biceps are in between my ears, so kind of check your form here. And breathe. And maybe your gaze is like the middle of your mat. I mean, you could take your gaze to your toes, but we don't want to tuck our chin too much. It really should be, your biceps should be on either side of your ears. So this is down dog. Take your right toe up towards the sky. And if this is too much, all right, so because this is a beginner yoga video, if this is too much, take it to the knee and lift it here, okay? And you can do a lot of things from your knee while you're gaining that strength and balance. Now I'm gonna take my gaze in between my thumbs, and then I'm gonna step my right foot forward. If you have to wiggle, like it goes to the middle of your mat and then you kind of have to help it forward, totally fine. Drop to the back knee, inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, take it open to cactus. So at cactus, our arms are at 90 degrees, and then I'm gonna spread my fingers super wide, and I'm gonna press those palms open. I should feel like an opening through the front of my chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, both hands come down towards the mat. So I have my foot flipped away in the back, but like I said, up to you. If that makes you feel less stable, you can tuck your toe. I'm gonna plant my left hand, take my right thumb, I'm gonna drag it from my wrist to my elbow, to my shoulder, to the other shoulder, and up to the sky. Now we want our shoulders and our arms are in line here, so not here, I don't know, not here. Think about your alignment, and it's so nice if you have a mirror somewhere that you can look in. It really helps when you're practicing. And then both hands come down to the mat. Let's walk it to the long side of our mat and turn both toes towards that long side. So we have this wide-legged forward fold. And I want you to just relax through your neck, through your shoulders. And we're breathing all the time. Inhale, take a half forward fold here. So I'm just gonna go up to my fingertips and then all the way down. Let's walk the hands towards the front side of our mat. I'm gonna take my right toes and point them towards the front side. I'm gonna take my back foot and take it like, almost like 45 degrees. So you could do it 90 degrees. You could do the toes towards the long side of the mat, or you could tilt them up just a little bit. And I'm gonna really drop down into that front leg. So trust me, your legs are longer than you think they are. So probably the biggest thing I see is people with their stance too short, and then you can't really get into it as much as you'd like to. It's slippery. So take it nice and wide. Take those arms out, warrior two. My gaze is out over my front arm. We want those arms really strong, parallel to the mat. So don't let this one get lazy just because it's in the back and we're not looking at it. And you can get as low as you want here. Like as you get stronger, get a little lower. You should be able to see your big toe past your knee. So here's another mistake that we see is that this toe or this knee rolls in. We want to roll that knee open, roll that hip open. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, pedal both hands down to the front side of our mat. Pivot those back toes. Step both feet together. You can find your full plank or your adapted plank. Press it back, little child's pose. So we're gonna do that all again. Find your adapted plank. Remember, we're tucking the elbows in. We're rolling the insides of the elbows forward. And try that, try it both ways because you'll feel the difference. Elbows out, elbows in. You can feel those shoulder blades really opening up. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. And then you can take a bigger cobra here if you want to, or you can take that baby cobra, right? So forearms on the mat and lifting up here. So our heart is drawing forward, we're rooting in through the fingertips and we're kind of pulling ourselves forward. And then all the way down, take the hands under the shoulders, tuck the elbows in, tuck the toes under, and then you can take it to your knees and then up into your down dog. So same thing here, let's pedal those heels down towards the mat. We're trying to get our tailbone up towards the sky. So when we do that, you know, there's this where I'm kind of like rounding through my lower back and middle back. And then if I try and like tilt the front of my hip bones down towards the mat and then back towards my thighs, that helps to take my tailbone up towards the sky. Biceps on either sides of the ears. And we breathe. And then inhale, take that left leg up to the sky. Take your gaze in between your thumbs and step it forward. Wiggle, wiggle if you need to. Dropping that back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. So make sure you've got enough space here between your back knee and your front leg. So you could wiggle that forward, because remember, we don't want the knee going past the toe necessarily. Exhale to cactus. So spread the fingers like somebody's like pressing your palms backward and your elbows come forward just a little bit. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, both hands come down to the mat. Let's plant that right hand now. I'm going to take my left thumb, take it to my right wrist, and elbow and shoulder and other shoulder and all the way up to the sky. And I'm checking that alignment to make sure that my shoulders are in line, that my arms are in line. And the idea is that we're twisting through the spine here, and we're also opening up through that left outer thigh, left hamstring, right hip flexor, right quad. And then you can wrap your gaze around to the sky if you want. And then both hands come down to the mat. We're gonna walk to the long side of our mat. I'm gonna go this way so that I can face you. Turn the toes to that long side and take it all the way forward. So just kind of relax, ragdoll. Breathing. Inhale, half forward fold. And exhale, take it all the way down. And then walking it to the front side of your mat. I'm kind of flipped around because I had to turn around to face you, but your left leg should be in front. I'm going to turn that left toe towards the short side, and then I'm going to open up warrior two. So here we are, arms are parallel, right? I'm not going to let this one hang down. Deep bend in that front leg. And one way to do this also is to take those arms, flip the palms open, and when you do that, you'll feel those shoulder blades slide together, and then keep how that chest feels and just flip the palms back towards the mat. Does that make sense? So we flip the palms, and when we do that, our shoulders really open, and then just boop, flip the palms over. Deep into that front leg. Check it out, can you see your big toe? And then check your shoulder and hip alignment. So another thing we see is that we tilt forward like this, and we really want to draw this arm back so our shoulders are over our hips. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, both hands come down, stepping both feet together in the back. So you can drop to that knee, step that foot back. Holding it right here in tabletop. I'm going to inhale to cow. When I do this, I drop my rib cage, drop my belly button, I lift my heart, and then exhale to cat. So in order to get like everything we can out of cat pose, we don't just want to roll through our upper back, we also want to roll through our middle back and our lower back. So like there's a string coming out of your spine, and then inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. And inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. And then take it back into child's pose. Little stretch here. And slide it back, shoulders over hips. All right, my friends. So that was just a little beginner kind of intro to some of the most common poses, our down dog, our three-legged dog, our warrior two, cactus, and cat, cow, and child's pose, and plank, okay? So take a big breath. And namaste, my friends. I hope you have a great day. I will post another beginner yoga video kind of moving up from this. And you know, there's so many variations. I've posted other beginner yoga videos using a chair. So if you'd like to see more of that, please just comment below. Make sure you like the videos so that we know. And if there's something else you want to see, you can comment about that too. All right, have a great day, guys. Thanks. Bye.